Hi there, welcome to kneppyinvests and welcome to 2nd of September 2024. There's about 1 hour and 35 minutes left of trading. It's been fairly quiet on the ASX today in terms of announcements. Now, there has been some interesting, intriguing announcements, but nothing like last week or even the last few weeks because reporting month has finally come to an end. And people like me who do like to read financial results can breathe easier because there's not much to look at today. Well, nowhere near as much as last week. Now, what I'm doing right now, I started this process a few weeks ago. I am going to start going through these financial results. It's a fairly slow process. What I'm trying to find is high quality companies, particularly high quality companies that haven't been quite discovered by the market, which would be quite rare. And more than likely, it's going to be smaller companies. So a company like REA Group, CSL, those are two high quality companies. They've been discovered by the market. In fact, they were discovered by the market quite a while ago. Now, in saying that, I have actually had a look at both these companies' financial results. So typically what I do at this time of year, now during August, I'd already started this process. I looked at companies that released their results at the start of the month or even at the end of last month. So Credit Corp, Corvust, a few REITs, that sort of thing. But now what I'll do is I'll go through the financial results of companies I own, particularly the high quality companies that I don't plan to sell. Yeah, and I say that because I have sold one of my high quality companies, which I won't mention here. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do over who knows how long it's going to take before I'm satisfied, maybe a few months. And I am trying to discover companies that I might consider have the potential to become high quality companies in the future. It's an exciting process. Well, I think it is. Some other people might think it's a fairly boring process, but I love looking at financial results. That's just me. Maybe I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I should be a financial analyst. Anyway, so what's the agenda for today's video? We'll have a look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. I do have a top 4 stocks of the day, and hopefully among the best and worst performing companies, there is a company that has done well or badly today on the back of announcement. That remains to be seen. We'll have a look at some charts. There's a few charts I want to look at. About 6 I did write down, and one of these charts is actually related to a comment I just saw on, here it is, SKS Technologies. And apparently I had a ticker code wrong in yesterday's video. It might happen on occasion. I don't know why it happened, because I usually do look to verify the ticker code, but for some reason, I put the wrong ticker code in. But thank you, Infinity3033, for pointing that out, and it has been fixed. Okay. And that should be it for this video. A very slight chance, I might do a standalone video on REA Group. There is a reason behind that, and you'll soon see why. Okay, so let's go back to the ASX today. And I'm a little bit surprised by the lack of green here. In fact, everything's red. XGO down, well, it's flat. We're going to call it flat. It's down by a small percentage. All odds down 0.08, small caps down 0.71, all tech down 1.12%. And I do want to talk about this a little bit more when we have a look at the sectors and what happened with tech today, particularly at 10:36 a.m. And resources down 0.94%. I have a feeling that is gold because when at about 10:30, I had a look at the best and worst performing companies. And I just noticed there's a lot of gold companies in the worst performing companies of today. So I expect that to be true when we have a look at the worst performing companies in a second. So let's have a look at the sectors. And this is where it becomes really intriguing. XAO and the XJO have actually rallied today from the bottoms, which were reached at about 10:15 a.m. So they were down, I think, about 0.4 to 0.5% at its lowest. And in fact, the XJO has actually been positive for a minute or so. No, not quite. It was positive. You can just see a little bit of green. So it was positive and now it's negative. But anyway, what is really intriguing about the XTX or the All Tech is that at 10:36, it just fell off a cliff perfectly. So what happened there? Initially, I did see this. Initially, I thought, is this some sort of economic news that has been released that affects tech companies? But then I thought, well, it would have been on the half hour or the hour. Typically, maybe 11:30, 12 is when economic news is released. So what happened at 10:36? And then it just hit me. REA Group. REA Group went into a trading halt. In fact, they went into a pause initially. So let's have a look at REA Group. Went into a pause initially at 9:59 a.m., so just before trading began. And typically, a pause in trading only occurs either just before trading begins, I think maybe within 10 minutes, and during the trading day. You see a pause in trading, and that is telling us there will be a trading halt coming out. Now, in the pause of trading, we have no information. Now, REA Group released an announcement at 10:26 a.m. in regards to potential acquisition. So that's a very relevant time. 10:26 a.m. and the Ortec dived at 10:36 a.m. So when a company is in a trading halt during the day, so for instance, if they release a profit upgrade at 10:40 a.m., shares don't start trading straight away. There is a 10-minute pause. So that's why the company released the announcement at 10:26 a.m. and the shares of REA Group started trading at 10:36 a.m. And just if you didn't see, REA Group share price is down 7.4%. And that's the whole reason why tech's had a bad day. REA Group. In fact, before REA Group opened, tech was actually performing better than the XAO and XGO. So shame on you, REA Group, for leading the Alltech to have a bad day. How dare you release that announcement? Don't acquire that company, whatever company you are thinking of acquiring. So I will discuss REA Group in a little bit more detail later in the video, because nothing much has been released today and nothing much to talk about. And that is one company to talk about. Otherwise, let's have a look at the sectors. Now, financials is up. Actually, in fact, financials and energy have had a pretty good day, up by over 0.5%. I'm wondering if CBA has had a good day. Is it now on a PE ratio of 100? It's just getting ridiculous, CBA. Wow, it's up 1.16%. It's really surprising. Anyone's buying shares in this company right now. Results went backwards and the PE ratio is like 25, I'd assume. There's a very little growth. All the growth, if any growth, has already been priced in. I just think the forward returns for CBA are going to be really low moving forward. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, and maybe Commonwealth Bank will grow their earnings at 10% per year over the next 10 years. And if so, maybe now's a good time to buy, but I doubt that. Anyway, so a good day for financials, energy, probably Woodside Santos, I would assume, maybe uranium, don't know. And a pretty bad day for telecommunications, materials, healthcare, and IT down 0.12%. So I'm assuming, just based off that REA Group is in telecommunications, not information technology. I would assume that is right, and I probably don't even have to open it up. I'm assuming, I almost guarantee you that is right. Let's have a look at the indices and gold. Yeah, gold's had a pretty bad day today, which makes sense because when I first had a look at the best and worst performing companies today at about 10:50, actually it wouldn't be 10:15, it would have been later than that, 10:30, gold companies were quite prominent in the worst performing companies today. So down 2.91%. And again, XTX, or the All Technology, which does include REA Group, is down 1.12%. And banks, for some reason, banks have had a good day. Don't know why. It's just weird. Not weird. It's just, it's odd. It's very odd, but it does happen on occasion. I think I mentioned this. The price to book ratio of CBA right now is above 3, and it's happened once before in the last 10 years, in 2016. And just have a look at the chart of CBA after that. So it does happen on occasion, and those occasions are not the time to buy. Anyway, let's have a look. Actually, no, we'll go into the ASX 20 since I do have a little bit of time. I'm assuming the banks have had a good day, Santos, Woodside, and we already know REA Group is definitely by far has had the worst day in the ASX 20. So let's have a look. I'm assuming 7 companies up, 13 down. Oh, it's so bad. And there it is. Worst performing company, REA Group, Rio Tinto, Goodman, CSL, Wesfarmers, BHP, Aristocrat, Brambles, all down by about 0.5% and more, although Brambles is only down 0.47%. I noticed there's Rio Tinto, BHP. Where's Fortescue? There is Fortescue. So Fortescue has had a better day, relatively speaking, compared to BHP and Rio Tinto. That's interesting. Now let's have a look at the best performing companies in the ASX 20. And there's Woodside. Yes, Woodside, Energy, Bank, Tech, WiseTech, Bank, what do you call that? Discretionary, not discretionary, Staples, and Industrial. What's TCL? Let's have a look. Industrial? Yeah, Industrials. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at best and worst performing companies of the day as the ASX 200 turns green, although there's a negative sign there. That's not green. Let's have a look at the worst and best performing companies today. Should we start with the worst? Yes, let's start off with the worst. Why not? Start with the negative first. And we'll do this by percentage change. A company called Enlytic, down 35%, market cap 4.72. Let's move on. Newfield Resources down 22% on 210 shares traded. Let's move on to the next one. Part D, Annex, Medadvisor. Actually, I'm going to have a look at the chart for Medadvisor, so we'll move on from that. Highcom released their results after trading had finished on Friday, so that's a little bit of a negative reaction from their results. But to be honest, the results are always going to be bad. Not sure why the market is selling off. Yeah, it's the forward that the forward looks a little bit more promising from Highcom, not the past. The forward, the future, not the forward, the future. Anything else here of interest? Nothing really. Cogstate. Yes, I'm going to have a look at the chart for Cogstate as well. Yeah, right. I wrote that down. And SKS Technologies down 11%. Not sure what's happening with that company. All it took was a CEO to mention, we are thinking about doing capital raising. Share price has tanked ever since then. And that should be a lesson to all CEOs. Don't mention you're thinking of doing capital raising. Ridiculous. And let's have a look at the list of companies or the worst performing companies by market. So we have REA Group, yes, and then gold. Macquarie Technology Group. Want to have a look at that chart? Bellevue Gold. They released results. Yes, I think they did release results. Maiden profit or maybe maiden dividend, but I could talk about that in a second. But not only, actually, I don't know. I would say based off some of the other gold companies' performance, it's probably not the results that's leading to Bellevue Gold share price being down. So probably not the results. It's just negative sentiment in that company and a bad day for gold. WeBet Nano, nah. GNG or GR Engineering Service. I actually wrote that down to look at the chart as well. Down 7.9%. And that's it. Cogstate, yep. Okay, so let's move on to, and nothing there that I want to discuss in more detail. I'm already going to discuss Bellevue Gold, REA Group. So let's have a look at the best performing companies. Hopefully, there is something in here. And we have a company called Metals Tech, up 44.44%. Keely Resources up 34.62%. I'm just going to see if either of these companies have released anything of interest today. Let's have a look at Metals Tech. Oh, they're in a halt. I wonder if this is a price query from the ASX because the indicator price is down a fair bit. Okay, so we can move on from Metals X to Keely Resources. Anything of interest here for this company up 34.62%? Or no, just a response to ASX price and volume query. So again, a share price of a company is running hard on pretty good volume, and the ASX is wondering why. Do you have any information that they have not released to the market yet that could explain this rise in the share price on large volume? And otherwise, is there any insider trader happening? And even if a company says yes, nothing really happens. Unless they keep it secret. Okay, so nothing interesting there among the top of performing companies on the ASX. Cettire bounce. Their share price fell a lot last week. This is just volatility or volatile, maybe day traders, that sort of thing. And as we go down the list, nothing of interest. Again, boring day. Someone asked about RLF Agtech, and I'm pretty sure they did release something today. No reason I'm sure they released something is because someone asked me about this company, and then I saw it today, and I went, oh. So RLF enters strategic alliance with DIT Agtech. So market loves strategic alliances, maybe. Or maybe they love this particular strategic alliance. Executed binding agreement to form a strategic alliance to explore and develop commercial opportunities. This could be very beneficial for RLF, or it may not be, may lead to nothing at all. So let's move on to the next one. Anything else of interest here? No. There's a company called Hygrovests, another company I've never heard of. Now let's have a look by market cap. Hopefully there's something in here. Drone Shield up. Imugene. Ooh, I could. Now let's have a look at Imugene now. I don't need a top 5 stocks of the day. They did release something, and it was a phase 1B or something, maybe 2B, 1B. I don't or have not much interest in these type of announcements. So 3 complete responses is in Azir Cell phase 1B trial. I'm not a big fan of these sort of announcements because it's a little bit too early for me. And because I'm a little bit more risk averse, I need a little bit more proof that the company is on the precipice of hitting big time. And I'm not sure Imugene is there or quite there with this type of announcements, the phase 1B trial, and only 3 complete responses. And the other thing to note about Imugene is the company has a fairly large market. It's about 500 million, if I remember correctly. Actually, it's right there, 507.1 million. You might think I just read that. And the chart does nothing. Even the chart does nothing for me. Yeah, chart does nothing for me. Fairly big volume coming in, but you can see there has been a bit of selling today, and it's understandable why they're selling, because the share price was higher, and it was higher for a fair bit of time from November last year all the way through to May of this year. So for about a 6-month period, the share price was higher than this. So a lot of shareholders bought in higher prices and they want to sell out, and that is leading to a little bit of pressure on the share price. And to alleviate that pressure on the share price, you need a flood of buyers. So obviously this announcement was not quite powerful enough. So that's Imugene. What else we have here? Hutchison Technologies, no. Clearview Wealth, Hum, Biome, Motorcycle Holdings, Envirosuite. Wait, I did see a Envirosuite announcement, if I remember correctly. And sometimes I don't. In fact, yeah. Hitachi Construction Machinery invests $10 million. So obviously Hitachi Construction Machinery believes in Envirosuite. So that's more than me, I can tell you that much. I liked this company about 8 years ago, and I'm not sure I can say I like this company just now because they have failed to prove themselves to me. Loss-making, not much growth, and lack of scalability, but hopefully they do succeed in the long term. But obviously Hitachi Construction Machinery likes Envirosuite and signs collaboration agreement to pursue ESG and net zero opportunity in mining. So the market likes that particular announcement, but I think the chart is not going to look good. So Envirosuite, I just had to think there a second for the ticker code. Came to me fairly quickly. And the chart looks absolutely ugly. Even though the share price has rallied the last, say, 2 weeks, we've seen rallies for this company quite often. So just because the share price rallies doesn't mean it's breaking out or it's moved into an uptrend. AutoFit, share price of this company has been a downtrend since, I'm going to call it since, probably start of 2022. Share price at that point was about 17 cents. Now it's 4.9 cents. And one of the reasons behind that is because the company has failed to impress the market. Of course, it's probably common sense, hopefully. Okay, that's it. So no number 5, stock of the day. I can't believe it. I suppose I've talked about Envirosuite, and I suppose I've talked about that other company, Imugene. So we don't really need the number 5 stock of the day. So let's go straight to number 4. And to be honest with you, some of these I don't have to discuss much. So the first one was Star Entertainment Group. And the main reason I want to discuss this company is simply because Sydney Morning Herald had a little bit of a silly thing this morning. See if it's right here. It was on the front page. So it's like a big heading on the front page saying, Star Entertainment Group does not send in their results, and they've been put in suspension. It must be in the business section now. So it only was on the front page for a little bit of time. It's not even on there yet. It's not even on there now. Maybe they've taken it off. Gee, it didn't last long. Maybe they were told to take it off. Oh, there it is. Miners Way on ASX. The Star suspended from trading. They don't discuss why. So this morning it said the Star suspended from trading because they did not release their financial results. But they were actually put in suspension last week, the 30th of August. And it wasn't because they didn't release their financial results, but they didn't release their financial results, by the way. It was for another reason. And that reason was, they do say it here, the final report following the 2024 independent inquiry into the Star undertaken by Adam Bell has today been provided to the Star and released by the New South Wales Independent Casino Commission. The Star is considering a report and implications it may have for disclosures concerning its financial results for the year ended 30th of June 2024, which is probably the reason why they have not released their results. Okay, do they say that here? Okay, they don't say here. Oh, they also say the Star intends to respond to other matters raised in media articles referring to, among others, the Star's financial year 24 results and its financial and liquidity position. The company did not release their financial results and they were put into suspension. And a few companies were put into suspension, but those companies actually did release their results today. So let's have a look at these companies that did or were suspended because they were a little bit lazy. I don't know if that's probably fair, but they did not release their results on time. Here it is. There's a lot of companies here, but it's just doubling up. In fact, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 companies who did not release their results. So Austral Gold, EtherStack, Mosaic Brands, we already knew that because they said to the market we're not going to release their results. Sprintex, Wide Open Agriculture, and Star Entertainment Group did not release their results. And if you go back at the start of trading, early in the day, so we have Sprintex did release their preliminary final result at 8:21 a.m. So I'm not sure why they're suspended. There's EtherStack released their results. Again, why they've released it. So, and other companies released their results and were not suspended. Anyway, so that's Star Entertainment Group. And funny enough, if you do have a look at the chart for Star, there was a little bit of a dip leading into this suspension or this trading hold. So again, loose lips, people. Look at this. Share price took a bit of a nosedive the last 6 trading days, down to 45 cents. So it went from about 52, 53 cents to 45 cents, which might not seem a lot, but that's a 20% drop in share price over a fairly short period of time. I'm just saying this is loose. Someone knew this was going to happen, and they were getting out of the position. And also high volume. There should be an inquiry in this sort of thing. Someone knew. I have no doubt someone knew this was going to happen, and they were unwinding their positions. Tell you what, it's not fair to people like you and me. Not fair at all. Okay, so that's what's that company called? Star Entertainment Group. So it is a company I've been following, and I did take a very small position at 57 cents. If that was a breakout, it was not. And when I say small position, I mean a small position, probably my smallest position. So it was only one of those positions where you take. It's such a small position, and the only reason I took it just was so I could had sort of like the motivation to follow this company a little bit more closely. And now I'm not even selling that because it's such a small position. Anyway, so I am following this company a little bit more closely because of that. It does work. I've heard people do this before, and actually, in fact, say this before. If you do like a company, instead of just following it, actually take a small position. And if you do take a small position, you're more likely to follow it even closer than you would have otherwise, even if you think of it as expensive. It's probably the first time I've done it. First time I've done it with Star Entertainment Group. It hasn't worked out, but it's okay. Okay, Endeavour Group. Share price down only 1.69%. I just noticed change, was it today? 85 million. Yeah, I just noticed at 8:06:50 a.m., 73 million shares in Endeavour were traded. S2XT, which is a cross trade. XT is a cross trade. I'm not sure what S2 means. I don't have my lingo. We could Google this. Let's Google S2XT. Reference point broker trades message specification. S2 means, I could do a find. How do you do find in this? Where is it? Find. S2. There is special crossing. Greater than T2, less than T1. What is a T2 and a T1? I have no idea. And I'm pretty sure XT is cross trade. Let me just verify that, because I could be completely wrong. XT, yes, cross trade, yeah. Okay. So that's $383 million worth. Who sold? Who sold a lot of shares, and who bought a lot of shares? And thankfully, Capital Reef told me to do somewhere here. Endeavour shares fall after Woolworths sell down. In fact, there's a couple articles about this. I think Woolworths sells down remaining stake in Endeavour. So they're completely free, or Endeavour is completely free of the Woolworths oversight or the Woolworths influence. I don't know. I expected maybe a little bit more of a drop, although the cross trade was done at $5.23 and the share price is $5.25. So if the cross trade was done at a more significant discount, I would have thought the share price would have dropped even more. So let's have a look at the chart for Endeavour. I was interested in this company not that long ago, and when I say not that long ago, just before the company released the results, it looked like the share price was trying to break out, and then they released results and the share price dove 7%. So that put an end to that potential breakout. Sort of reminds me of this little rally in the share price of this company late last year into the start of this year. That failed and the downtrend continued. So maybe now we're in a consolidation period for Endeavour Group, but I was all in buying some Endeavour Group shares if they released some good results, and they did not. Well, they might have released good results, but the market says no. Now on to Bellevue Gold. I did see the share price down a fair bit. I thought, oh, the results must have really disappointed the market. And then I saw other gold companies down by a similar amount, so maybe not. So they did release their results this morning. There it is, annual report. Bellevue declares a maiden first financial year NPAT. Now, is this unusual timing for this company to release their results? So does this company release the results in March and September? Let's go back to March. Start of March. Yep, half-year reports and accounts released on the 13th of March. So they weren't supposed to release their results in August. They're supposed to release their results in March and also September. So nothing out of the ordinary here for Bellevue Gold. And I thought, let's release it a little bit earlier because it's our maiden profit. I thought maybe it was a maiden profit and dividend, but just a maiden profit of $75 million. I actually did open this up, just have a very quick look. For some reason, I was looking for the dividend. I don't know. There was no dividend mentioned. And I was just looking, what dividend is it? What dividend? I don't know why I thought it was a dividend. I think maybe I always see the word maiden and I just naturally expect dividend to be after the word maiden when it comes to results. But this case was just maiden net profit. I think that may be why. Or maybe I'm just tired. Anyway, so a net profit or maiden profit for this company. And then I saw the share price down. I went, oh, that's interesting. And the chart has been weak for Bellevue Gold. The sentiment has completely shifted from positive to negative. In fact, the share price has broken down below a support level. Very important for Bellevue Gold. So while gold prices are going up, the Bellevue Gold share price is going down. Is the market overreacting? That's a very salient question. I'm just going to Google salient. I'm just trying to see if I am most noticeable or important. Sort of, I suppose. That's the salient question. That's an important question. Yeah, I'm going to say I use that in the right context. So is the market overreacting here for Bellevue? I'm interested because the chart for Bellevue looked beautiful from the breakout back in November 2022. A beautiful looking chart. And then all of a sudden the company did a capital raising. I believe it was a capital raising. And the market didn't like it. The whole reason I know the market didn't like it is because the share price fell below the capital raising price, which is an indication the market doesn't like it. And the share price has fallen ever since then. And now the share price is down to where it was back in March, April of last year. So we are talking about an over 1 year low in Bellevue Gold. And honestly, this won't help the sentiment in the company. So there are probably traders out there who know nothing about this company. They see the chart and go, ooh, that's ugly. Maybe I'll short it. Who knows? Maybe, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, is there value in Bellevue Gold? I'm going to have a look at this company. I'm going to have a look at the results in a little bit more finer detail and just see if there's any value in Bellevue Gold. Has the market overreacted? Now on to REA Group. Now, what I'll do, it's only down 6.45%. So we've seen a little bit of rally in the last maybe 30 minutes. Anyway, statement regarding potential acquisition. And it's interesting that the market doesn't like this. Well, we know the market doesn't like it because the share price is down. Now, I think this is just rumors of an acquisition. Further to press speculation in relation to a possible offer by REA Group for London Stock Exchange listed Rightmove, REA confirmed. So not really rumors, because when a company confirms the rumors, it becomes fact. Is that right? So REA is considering a possible cash and share offer for the entire issued and to be issued share capital of Rightmove. REA has not approached nor had any discussions with Rightmove. So what we've seen today, the market saying to REA Group, no, we don't like this acquisition or this potential acquisition, and some worry warts out there. And don't forget, the market doesn't like risk, and the market sees this as an added risk. A lot of times companies try to expand overseas. It doesn't work. Now, I would expect this company called Rightmove, their share price will bounce significantly on open on the London Stock Exchange. So if it was the other way around and there was speculation that someone was wanting to take over REA Group's share price would have increased a significant amount today. Okay. So the REA board believes the enlarged group will represent a highly attractive investment opportunity for both REA and Rightmove shareholders. Of course, there's not going to be much numbers in this because it's just sort of the early stages of a takeover or acquisition. It may lead nowhere. Who knows? Maybe they will acquire this Rightmove, and maybe it'll be the greatest acquisition in ASX history. At this point in time, we just don't know. But the market doesn't like it. So let's have a look at the chart for REA Group. And so even though the share price is down, when you look at this chart, the first thing you notice, it's a beautiful looking chart. It's the exact sort of chart you want to see for any company you own. And REA Group is a high quality company, and you have to pay for this high quality company. Now, I did a video a few years ago saying this company is significantly overvalued, and I would actually think potentially this company is even more overvalued right now. In fact, we can check this. REA Group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check a few. So I could check something. No, that's the percentages, ratios. I could check something as simple as EV to free cash flow. Let's have a look at that. Oh no, I hate that where there's little spikes and stips and unrealistic numbers. It does affect it. Here we go. So this is what was this one? This was the EV to operating cash flow. So REA Group was probably at a more premium back in late 2021 when the EV to operating cash flow reached a high of 70. Yes, 70. And right now it's only 49. So The share price of REA Group could rally even more if the market is willing to pay premium like they were back in 2021. Do I have that right? No. Let's have a look. It reached a high in September 2021. Yeah, I'm right. Oh, I was looking at this scale down here, not this scale. That's anyway. But you can see before COVID-19, the high in EV operating cash flow of REA Group was just before COVID-19 at 43. So right now, REA Group is well above that. So the market is willing to pay a little bit more premium for this company right now. And you can see also, over time, that premium has risen. That's another sign that the market is or does view this company as a higher quality company. They're more willing to pay a premium for this company over time. So that's just looking at one, what we call this valuation metric, EV to operating cash flow. You can't look at the number in isolation. You can't say the EV to operating cash flow of REA Group is 49. That means expensive. You need context, unless you already knew the context ahead of time. But yeah, don't fall victim to just looking at a valuation metric and thinking that company is cheap or expensive. You need context. So let's have a look at the PE ratio, because everyone loves the PE ratio, don't we all? And you can see there's a bit of a spike in 2018 because more than likely earnings had a one-off or something. One of the reasons I don't like PE ratios is because you do see that at times. So let's get rid of PE ratio. What else can we look? What's another metric I like? So my favorite is EV to free cash flow. I don't mind EV to EBIT. EV to EBIT is fancied by a lot of experts. So let's have a look at EV to EBIT. Shouldn't be much different than EV to operating cash flow. It's not, is it? Anyway, so that's probably all I'm going to talk about when it comes to REA Group. Is this buy the dip situation? Maybe. Maybe the market's just overreacting to the extreme. Seems like it, because who knows what's going to happen with this acquisition. Even if it goes through, it could be one of the greatest acquisitions, as I said, of all time on the ASX. Okay, let's have a look at some charts. Not surprised this video is going as long as it is. We'll start off with Neuren Pharmaceuticals. If it works, looks like it doesn't want to work. There we go. No, that's the wrong company. It's not New Market. For some reason, the search function is not working in TradingView. Maybe you just have to refresh the whole page. Reload. And if, okay, so let's have a look. Why? What's happening? Oh, maybe it's just Neuren. Let's have a look at NMDR. Yeah, maybe it's just Neuren. Okay, so let's have a look at Medadvisor. So someone mentioned to me quite a few months ago, this is the stock you should be trading right now. And to be honest with you, it did look pretty good. A few big up days in a row. My only concern about Medadvisor is the market became interested in this company when they released their, I think it was their April results. And this company is quite seasonal, and typically the best results are released in April. And I think what the market has realized, oh, gee, we can't, what's that word where you just expand the 1 quarter results for the whole year? And if you did that, extrapolate, that's the word. If you extrapolate the April results, you get a massive profit and a massive cash flow for this company. I think maybe the market has realized, that's not exactly true. Now, interesting, I don't think the company did release their results. I could be wrong. And Medadvisor. 29th, is that the last day? They did release the results on the Friday. No, that's a Thursday. 31st, yes, that's a Thursday. I have no idea what's happening today. I don't think the company has a dividend. No dividend. So no idea what is happening today. What is causing the share price to crash? It's a really negative one-day candlestick. And in fact, the chart is starting to look a lot uglier. In fact, the share price has dropped from 58 cents to 37 cents over a fairly short period of time. We said the last time the share price dove a fair bit on the 5th of August, which was that big down day. The share price did rally a little bit, but now another big down day. Not sure what's happening with Medadvisor, but the chart is starting to look a little bit more ugly. And same is true for Neuren Pharmaceuticals. This is starting to look a little ugly. This is now I'm going to call it right now, Neuren Pharmaceuticals share price has moved into a downtrend. How long this downtrend has to go, no idea. Now, if I see the share price, if we do see the share price fall a fair bit from here, I will actually add to my position if I do think the market is being a little bit too pessimistic about Neuren Pharmaceuticals. I think one of the reasons why the share price is taking a bit of a tumble is because of disappointing quality numbers released by Arcadia in regards to their drug debut. So that could be one of the reasons. It probably is the reason why the share price is showing a bit of weakness right now. But who knows? Maybe the next update will be quite favorable and the share price will bounce. GR Engineering. Yeah, this one is telltale sign of a turnaround. In fact, the share price was going, or really not doing anything. We'll call this consolidating period after a nice uptrend. So it was in a consolidating period for about, 2.5 years. It's a long time. And now the bad news has come. Now, it has looked weak on occasions over the past 2.5 years. So definitely looked weak in early 2023, then the share price recovered. So will that happen again? That could, but the company did release really disappointing results, if I remember correctly. And look at the massive volume. That's probably the most concerning thing. So last time the share price dove back in 2023, there was not, comparatively speaking, the volume was much lower. This massive volume is concerning. And if for some reason the share price is down another 8.95% today, dividend, let's have a look. Did they release anything today that I missed? They released an investor presentation, 12:20 p.m., not marked sensitive. Did the share price dive at that point in time? Let's have a look at the 1-minute chart. This could be telling. No, it dived on open. Maybe someone read the investor presentation and didn't like what they saw. I don't know. Sometimes the market does weird things, or maybe it's not weird. Maybe I'm just weird for not knowing what happened. So that's a GR Engineering. It was one point a pretty good looking chart. Not anymore though. MAQ, talking about another good looking chart, maybe. I can't remember this one. Yeah, it was a good looking chart, and now a bit of weakness. So has the uptrend come to an end? I'm calling it. The uptrend has come to an end for MAQ Technology. So that was a quick one. And we'll move on to SK. Actually, we'll do Cogstate, and then I'll finish with SKS Technologies. Cogstate, this is it's just completely dived the share price. Did they release results last week or end of last week? They released results on the 22nd, so that's over a week ago. Does this company have dividends? Even if they did have dividends, it wouldn't be that high. What happened here? Something is happening. Did they release any announcements? Nothing. I can't tell you. Share price has dove the last 2 weeks, and a pretty big volume coming in as well. Share price at 85.5 cents. But the thing is, look at the chart. Share price has been a downtrend since the company released something negative back in February 2023. So we're talking about 18 months ago, and since then the share price has been a downtrend. And the last time the share price of this company was this low was way back in 2021. Thought it might have been longer than that, but it's not. And the share price is in a downtrend, so this is not for me. Now on to SKS Technologies, and this was a question here from TD Bandara. Hi Kneppy, what's your view on share price for SKS? Is that expected to increase beyond a current stagnation level, around 140 to 145? Well, potentially today has told you the answer to that. Yeah, I've got in, similar to you, $1.44. Yeah, I bought in 3 stakes of SKS. I'll tell you when, what prices exactly, and 144 is exactly right. So I must have mentioned that in a video. Is there a chance that this could go up significantly? Yes. Simple answer is yes, it could. But I could say the same thing for every single company on the ASX. It could go up significantly. Or is the growth potential already being baked into the current price? It's maybe, I don't know. I will say this, the weakness in the share price is just because the CEO said they might be doing capital raising. That's it. That is sometimes all it takes to change sentiment. And the sentiment in this company has shifted significantly on that comment that they are thinking of doing cover raising. It's not that they're thinking of doing cover raising. They were or told by investment bankers or someone, you should do a cover raising. And then they said, well, maybe we should. No, don't listen to them. Anyway, it continues on. It comes down from 165-ish peak. Any negative signals causing this or just being coinciding, awaiting next rally soon. Thank you. So let's have a look at the chart for SKS Technologies. So originally I bought on a breakout at $1, $1.04. I bought another at $1.30, and then I bought $1.44 on this little dip back here. I'm not sure what's happening today. All it can take is this could be capitulation, not high volume, so it's fairly weak selling. So what's this is telling me is the sellers are selling on market and the buyers are just waiting back because the sellers are selling on market. And I actually have done this before. When I've noticed the sellers are just selling on market, I will actually lower my buy bids. I have done this before. I won't put in a market order. I will actually wait because you can just see the sellers are really enthusiastic. They need to sell out, and you are able to get in at a better price. It does happen. So today, the share price is down 13%. I would say that there is fear out there. Well, what's causing the share price to go down? Something is bad. It's wrong with the company. They haven't told us what's wrong. So they released the results on the 20th, and the share price didn't go anywhere. He made that announcement. Share price did initially fall. I just think this is a little bit of negative sentiment. It wouldn't be surprising to see the share price bounce back up tomorrow. It wouldn't even be surprising to see the share price keep on falling. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a weird one. I'm not sure what's happened today. No, there's no reason behind it. No announcements. It could be just fear. And again, investors are weird. They see the share price dropping like this on no news, and they immediately think the company has some information they haven't released. It's really bad, and there's insider trading, which sometimes happens. We saw that with Star Group, Entertainment Group. But I'd say that's fairly rare. It doesn't always happen like that. So I think this is just a little bit of negative sentiment, drawing the share price down. Maybe one seller got in early this morning. You notice the share price opened at $1.39. Last Friday, it closed at $1.44. So on open, there was some selling. So you put in a sell bid at $1.34 to make sure it gets hit. And immediately the share price is down 5 cents, and someone says it's down 5 cents and goes, oh my God, the share price is dropping. I've got to sell. Oh, I'm going to lose all my money. I'm going to sell. Yeah, so that can happen. You do get this cascading effect, particularly if there's any stop losses, that sort of thing. So at this point in time, still in profit, so it's okay. Still in profit, so it's okay. Okay, so that's SKS Technologies. I can probably answer a few more questions. I'll probably like that. Thoughts on DGL financial year 24 results, please. I have not gone through the results at this point in time, so I'll move on to the next one, but we'll talk about the results when I have a look. And to be honest with you, we can sort of know what the market thinks are results. There was zero reaction. Zero reaction, share price is in a downtrend, zero reaction from the market, which means the results weren't disappointing. They weren't better than expected. So there's your answer right there. But I could have a different opinion or have different thoughts than the market. And if I do, I might think that this is really good value, even better value than it was not that long ago. So that's the important thing. Is there any value in this company right now? I think there's a better chance there is than not. So that's that. Sensei says, what is your real net worth? Update, Kneppy. Real net worth is excluding the value of the house one lives in and owns. Good to see you again. Popped up all of a sudden, as recommended, has not been there. We're here for about 2 years or so. Should I answer this? Is there any negatives to answering this? Is there any positives to answering this? Do you really care what my real net worth is? If I said it was $2 million, would that be different than if my real net worth was, say, $5? Does it matter? Well, it probably does matter in the end. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to give you a number. So I do my numbers at the end of each financial year. So I actually did look at my real net worth. So when I do my real net worth, I don't include my housing. Now, I am thinking of selling my house and downsizing, because I have a massive house it's 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's like a 780 square meters house, so I should be able to get a fair bit. And I do want to downsize, and the reason I want to downsize is I don't need this size of a house. Don't need it. I hate mowing. It's a big yard, and I'm thinking, yeah, if I downsize, I can take a fair bit of money, and I could add that to my real net worth, and then I could possibly retire and actually live comfortably. So that's my real net worth. That I could do that and possibly retire and live fairly well. So whatever that means to you. Now, can be quite miserly at times. I don't spend a lot of money. I don't need to spend money. I believe that what I have right now is enough, or mostly enough, that sort of thing. So I have been thinking of it. I probably, if I had access to my super, I probably would have retired by now. I can put it that way. Anyway, so I'm comfortable with it. Put it that way. I'm not going to give you a number. I'm just comfortable with my real net worth. And I am thinking of ways of not working again, because if I could do this if I could retire, I would love just to do this sort of thing. And maybe I could do another channel. Who knows? I'm not sure what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a financial education channel, or maybe, I don't know. And maybe one more question. Oh, yes. Here's the thing, Forest Hill. So I'll just show you what happens. So if I go to, this is YouTube Studio. So I'll just show you here. So you notice all my likes. Ooh, 100%. So on occasion, I get someone not liking it. I go, what? Why did you not like it? Why did you not like it? Anyway, so on occasion, I'll see about 20. So I saw this on either this video or, it was this video. There was about 25 comments, and I went, yep, I'm being spammed. So I go into there, and then I have to block the person, but they keep repeating. I report it to YouTube, but they just keep showing up. So what happened is they put a cryptocurrency comment or something stupid, and then within minutes, they get 500 replies, maybe not that many, maybe 20 replies. That's why I look at the comments, and it's all saying, oh, yes, you're absolutely right. And they all like it. So I don't know why these people can't be just banned from YouTube. So I do try to get onto it as quick as possible, Forest Hill, but sometimes I do wait a little bit of time, and sometimes I don't even notice, because we go back to content, if they do it in one of my older videos, I probably would miss. Say, here's one. That's probably me commenting, but it's usually a new video that I've just released when all of a sudden there's like 25 comments, and that's an easy sort of indication that someone is spamming. But I'm on top of it. I try to be on top of it, but sometimes I don't look at that page for maybe 12 to 18 hours. So sometimes those comments are on my page for a longer time. Yes. And by the way, I do block them, and I do report them. Yep. Geneva Short says Brown, Jeffrey, Lewis, Richard Hall, Laura. No idea. And nice 007420. Any views on MoneyMe? And then T Bandera says, great question. MoneyMe looks attractive at current levels. Yes, I agree. From 14 cents peak to current 10 to 11 cents. How do the financials and fundamentals look for the company? So this will be the last question. Sorry, James D died in 1955. Russia is rolling out drones with optical fiber. Drone shield ending. Drones gun is going to be obsolete soon. Interesting. MoneyMe. I did not have a look. Have not had a look at how MoneyMe has performed today. I was going to put in a bid at 10 cents. The longer it stays above 10 cents, maybe 10.5 cents, because we can see all the buyers lining up. So for those who don't believe me that 10 cents is very important, look at the buyers at 10 cents. Look at all the buyers at 10 cents, and below 10 cents, no one. So 10 cents is a very important level. So if MoneyMe can stay above 10 cents, that will be very important. moving forward. Now, there was a little bit of weakness on the results in the share price. That's okay. So I think I'm not absolutely convinced about MoneyMe just yet. But it needs to stay above 10 cents. So there was a nice rally. This pullback will be just profit taking, that sort of thing. Not massive volume coming through, but did coincide with their results. So let's have a look at the results, which I have not had a look at just yet. I might have had a glancing look, but I can't remember what I looked at. So let's have a look at the announcement. Now, I could definitely believe that right now this company is significantly undervalued, significantly. So statutory profit of 23 million, probably means nothing. Gross revenue of 214, net interest margin of 10%, cost to income ratio of 22%. So how do you judge these results? What should I look at? That's the other interesting question about these type of companies. Price to book, maybe. Let's have a look at the price to book. I wonder if this is in FinChat yet. Sometimes these results get in FinChat straight away, sometimes not. In Guru Focus, it would take sometimes over a week to get the results in. But I did notice with FinChat, the results can get in very quickly. But this is a smaller company, so maybe not. Yep, it's in results. Let's have a look at the price to book. Now, this could be wrong, by the way. I don't judge, or I don't always look at these numbers and think it's absolutely right. Price to book of 0.48. So it's low. As you can see, before the big drop, when interest rates started rising, the price to book of this company, that can't be right. It's over 10. So if this price to book is right, I would probably consider this company to be quite cheap. It's not a competitor with the big banks because this is personal loans, maybe more at risk people. I don't know. That could be wrong. I have to have a closer look. But yeah, I mean, they're profitable. Yeah. I'm going to have a closer look. There's two. I don't have enough time right now. By this point in time, I do like that there is potential the selling has come to an end. So very light volume today compared to the last 2 days. So around about 10.5 cents could be a good time to maybe take a position in this company. So is the share price? Now, yeah, I'll probably have to put in the bid today and hopefully get hits tomorrow. Share price did not fall to 10 cents today. It did fall to 10 cents on Friday's session. Okay, so that's all I got for today's video. I might have a look at MoneyMe's results in a bit more finer detail. I don't know when, but definitely in the future. And I actually did say at one point that if the share price does pull back to 10 cents, I might add to my position. And it did it. I should just put a bid in, but I didn't do it. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised to see the share price go off from here, because I do think this company has a potential to be cheap. But I do know a lot of the experts hate these sort of companies. I think it's the wrong side of the cycle, but I think it's in the right side of the cycle. It's coming out of high interest rates dropping, and it will benefit these type of companies. It should benefit these type of companies. And even if we go into a weaker economy, even these companies should benefit from that. Maybe. So a lot of these companies have been hit hard, really hard, and I think there is potential value. And now is the time to be thinking about buying these sort of companies when the market is really down on them, and some of these companies are showing signs of life. So I've talked about Solvar, sort of the similar space. This one's showing signs of life. So when you get a lot of the companies showing signs of life, that could be a sign that it's starting to turn around. Anyway, that's all I have for this particular video. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any thoughts, any questions, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.